1. Seoul. Seoul is a city of powerful contrasts. Ancient royal palaces stand proudly between glass skyscrapers. Traditional hanok houses sit beside luxury boutiques, and peaceful Buddhist temples hide just minutes from neon-lit shopping districts. As the heart of South Korea, Seoul offers an overwhelming yet thrilling introduction to the country. Explore Gyeongbokgung Palace, where the changing of the guard ceremony brings the Joseon dynasty back to life. Wander through Busan Hanok Village's narrow alleys lined with preserved traditional homes. Shop in Andong, discover underground fashion trends in Hongdae, and experience the futuristic architecture of Dongdaemun Design Plaza. At night, Seoul transforms. The Han River glows with city lights, rooftop bars fill with energy, and street food markets offer tteokbokki, hotteok, and Korean fried chicken. Seoul isn't just a city, it's a non-stop experience. 2. Jeju Island. Jeju Island feels like a different country within South Korea. Formed by ancient volcanic eruptions, this island is defined by raw natural beauty, dramatic coastlines, and a slower, more peaceful rhythm of life. At its heart rises Hallasan, the tallest mountain in South Korea, a dormant volcano whose crater lake rewards hikers with panoramic island views above the clouds. One of Jeju's most iconic landmarks is Seoraksan Ilcholbong, also known as Sunrise Peak. Climbing to the top at dawn is unforgettable. The ocean stretches endlessly, and the volcanic crater glows under golden light. Along the coastline, black lava rock cliffs contrast beautifully with turquoise water, while waterfalls like Chwonjiyeon cascade into lush subtropical forests. Jeju is also culturally unique. The legendary Haenyeo, female free divers, continue a centuries-old tradition of harvesting seafood without oxygen tanks. Their resilience symbolizes the island's spirit. Add peaceful beaches, scenic coastal drives, lava tube caves, tea museums, and romantic countryside villages, and Jeju becomes not just a destination, but an experience of nature in its purest form. 3. Busan. Busan is South Korea's ocean city, vibrant, energetic, and beautifully framed by mountains and sea. Unlike the intensity of Seoul, Busan breathes differently. The air smells of salt water, seafood grills sizzle along the streets, and waves crash just steps from skyscrapers. Haeundae Beach is the city's most famous stretch of sand, lined with luxury hotels and summer festivals. Gyeongju Beach offers a postcard-perfect view of Gyeongju Bridge illuminated at night. But Busan is more than beaches. Gyeongju Culture Village, often called the Machu Picchu of Korea, is a hillside maze of pastel houses, street art, and hidden cafes overlooking the harbor. Jagalchi Fish Market reveals Busan's maritime soul. Here you can choose fresh seafood and have it prepared instantly. For panoramic views, head to Andong Yeonggangsa Temple, dramatically positioned on seaside cliffs, one of the rare temples in Korea set directly beside the ocean. Busan blends relaxation, culture, and coastal beauty into a destination that feels alive at every hour of the day. 4. Gyeongju. Gyeongju is South Korea's ancient treasure chest. Once the capital of the powerful Silla Kingdom for nearly 1,000 years, this city preserves Korea's golden age of art, science, and Buddhism. Massive grassy burial mounds, royal tombs, rise mysteriously across the landscape like silent guardians of history. At night, Donggung Palace and Wolji Pond reflect softly in the water, creating one of the most romantic scenes in the country. Bulguksa Temple represents the height of Buddhist architecture, while Seoraksan Grotto houses a serene stone Buddha overlooking the East Sea. Cheomseong Observatory, one of the oldest astronomical observatories in the world, reminds visitors of Silla's scientific achievements. Walking through Gyeongju feels timeless. There are no towering skyscrapers here, only history, open skies, and quiet reverence for the past. It's the perfect place to understand Korea's deep cultural roots. 5. Korean Demilitarized Zone, DMZ. The DMZ is one of the most politically significant and emotionally powerful places you can visit in South Korea. Stretching across the peninsula, this buffer zone separates North and South Korea and represents decades of unresolved conflict. A guided tour reveals infiltration tunnels dug by North Korea, observation decks overlooking the northern side, and the joint security area, where soldiers from both sides stand face to face. The tension is real, but so is the hope for peace. What makes the DMZ unique is its contrast. While it symbolizes division, it has unintentionally become a wildlife sanctuary, untouched by development for decades. Rare species now thrive there. Visiting the DMZ is sobering, educational, and unforgettable. It adds depth to any trip to South Korea, offering perspective beyond tourism. 6. Seoraksan National Park. Seoraksan National Park is a masterpiece of jagged granite peaks, mist-covered valleys, and ancient temples hidden among pine forests. It is widely considered Korea's most spectacular mountain landscape. In autumn, the park transforms into a sea of fiery red, orange, and gold foliage. In winter, snow blankets the sharp peaks, creating dramatic alpine scenery. Hiking trails range from gentle walks to challenging climbs leading to breathtaking viewpoints. Sinhoyeongsa Temple sits peacefully at the base of the mountains, featuring a towering bronze Buddha statue that contrasts beautifully against the rugged backdrop. Seoraksan is where Korea's spiritual calm meets wild natural beauty, a must for adventurers and photographers alike. 7. Andong. Andong is where South Korea slows down and reconnects with its deepest traditions. Often referred to as the spiritual and Confucian heart of the nation, this city preserves customs, architecture, and philosophy that shaped Korean identity for centuries. The highlight is Haho Folk Village, a UNESCO World Heritage Site set along a graceful bend of the Nakdong River. Traditional hanok homes with curved tiled roofs sit beneath forested cliffs, many still inhabited by descendants of the original Ryu clan. Walking through the village feels like stepping into the Joseon dynasty. Quiet courtyards, wooden gates, stone pathways, and a sense of continuity rarely found in modern cities. Andong is also famous for its traditional masked dances, which blend humor, satire, and ritual. These performances reveal layers of Korean society, mocking aristocrats and celebrating folk culture. The city's Confucian academies, such as Dosan Seoul, stand peacefully in nature, reflecting the philosophical foundations that once guided Korean governance and education. Food lovers will recognize Andong for Andong Jimduk, a savory braised chicken dish cooked with soy sauce, vegetables, and glass noodles. It's hearty, rich, and deeply local. Unlike Korea's neon-lit metropolises, Andong offers calm, reflection, and authenticity. It is Korea's preserved soul, dignified, rooted, and timeless. 8. Incheon. Incheon is far more than an airport hub. It is a symbol of Korea's global ambition and rapid transformation. Located along the Yellow Sea, this coastal city blends history, innovation, and international influence. The futuristic Songdo International Business District feels almost utopian. Designed as a smart eco-city, Songdo features wide boulevards, sleek glass towers, bike paths, and green parks inspired by New York Central Park. Canals run through the district, and everything feels clean, organized, and forward-thinking. A glimpse of Korea's technological future. Yet Incheon's history runs deep. Incheon Chinatown, the largest in South Korea, reflects the city's historical role as a gateway for foreign trade in the late 19th century. Red lanterns hang above streets filled with Chinese-Korean cuisine, and murals tell stories of migration and cultural exchange. For a quieter escape, head to Wolmido Island or explore Incheon's coastal wetlands at sunset. The sea breeze, fishing boats, and orange skies create a peaceful contrast to the city's modern skyline. Incheon represents connection between past and future, Korea and the world, tradition and innovation. 9. Suwon. Suwon is a city defined by its walls, not barriers, but protective stone fortifications that tell a story of royal ambition and architectural brilliance. At its center stands Boseong Fortress, a UNESCO World Heritage Site built in the late 18th century under King Gyeongju of the Joseon dynasty, stretching over 5 kilometers. The fortress walls snake across hills and flatlands, connecting imposing gates, watchtowers, bastions, and command posts. Walking along these walls feels cinematic, especially at sunset when the golden light washes over the stone, and the city below begins to glow. Boseong Fortress was revolutionary for its time, blending traditional Korean design with early Western military engineering concepts. It symbolizes innovation and filial devotion. King Gyeongju built it partly to honor his father. Beyond history, Suwon is also known as the capital of galbi, Korean grilled ribs. The aroma of sizzling beef fills the streets near the fortress, inviting visitors to end their day with a feast. Just a short trip from Seoul, Suwon offers depth, heritage, and atmosphere without overwhelming crowds, a perfect balance of accessibility and authenticity. 10. Boseong County. Boseong feels like a breath of fresh air after Korea's bustling cities, famous for producing some of the country's finest green tea. This rural region is defined by rolling hills covered in perfectly sculpted tea terraces. The Daehan Da-won tea plantation is the most iconic sight. Endless rows of bright green tea bushes curve elegantly along the hillsides, creating mesmerizing geometric patterns. In spring and early summer, the fields glow intensely under the sun, while early morning mist adds a dreamlike atmosphere. Walking through the plantations is peaceful and meditative. The scent of fresh tea leaves fills the air, and panoramic viewpoints reveal layers of green stretching toward the horizon. Visitors can sample freshly brewed Boseong green tea ice cream, and even green tea-infused dishes. Unlike Korea's dramatic mountains or urban skylines, Boseong offers gentle beauty. It's soft, rhythmic, and calming, a reminder that South Korea is not only fast-paced and futuristic, but also agricultural, traditional, and deeply connected to nature. Ending a South Korea journey here feels symbolic: quiet hills, fresh air, and a slow moment of reflection before returning home.